live. I'm back in the time zone that I'm supposed to be in. And I know we haven't been on in like 3 weeks over here.
Yeah.
So I figure the first probably good 20 to 30 minutes of the live is just going to be us talking to each other, which I feel like gives us a reason to like,
Yes. Oh my gosh.
because there's some things I want to know about the time that it's gone.
Oh, and I want to know more about your.
I've purposely withheld this so that you didn't have to think about the answers to the questions that I have. But first,
Awesome.
I would like to just welcome you to the Stead Talks, the Seven Kin Homestead Stead Talks live stream.
Yes.
Live stream where we talk about off-grid living, homesteading, life, travel, food, lots of food.
Yes.
Mainly food
And
gardening and stuff. And if that sounds like it's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick, you found the right live stream. Yes. Okay. So let's get into this.
Okay.
I'd like to, inquiring minds, not on the internet, but
obviously,
but here between the two of us, want to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So what did you learn
while you were
for having me not, like, while I was not here? What did you learn?
So I learned that I'm capable of missing you. I have no idea. I was looking forward to having this somehow in my mind a more chill time, and then it's funny because I get home, and then I remember I have 5 kids, and I'm like, and then when I'm like straightening up, and then I come to sit down just to like put my feet up for a second, right? And then kids keep, mommy this, and I'm like, I just sat down, mommy this, just sat down. He's like, hey, leave your mom alone for a minute, give her a break. I missed.
Yeah.
That was like.
Yeah, you did.
That was like huge. Well, that and when the solar went down, you've just been like, well, I guess I know what I'm gonna do today. And I'd be like, if you need anything.
Yeah.
No, I was like doing it.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we have stories.
We do.
James Myers,
Hey,
what's up?
Hey, welcome. I think you're well, one of a couple people now, I guess.
Yeah.
You guys do exist. I was beginning to think I was imagining things as I lurk in the corner.
Right on. Well, yeah, we do. We went on a trip to Tennessee to move my mom across country in her motorhome out to my brother's property or near my brother's property. And that was an adventure because for the first half of the drive, the airbag suspension in the back was not working. It actually just didn't have any air in it, right? And so the it would do this as we were driving down the road. If we went around a turn, it would be like like
Wow.
it was crazy. And if you've ever driven on the I-40 before, you know how fast and ridiculously without a care the truck drivers will pass at 80 miles an hour on that road, and it's pretty narrow. So, yeah. I think I saw Doris. Doris came through. Come on, comments. There it is. Doris, glad to you two are back together. I'm so glad too. I missed her like way more than she missed me. I win that. But
away from everybody.
It's true.
Makes it a little easier to step.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. But I will tell you something amazing that happened while I was out. Doris and Roy drove down all the way to East Tennessee, lost GPS, went around in circles in places, and but persisted until they got to the campground in East Tennessee that was near us or near me, and we went over. I actually got to meet you guys in real life. Like, they've been with us on this adventure for 10 years. And it's funny because I realized during that, it's like most of my best friends I've actually never met in person, which is, and something I want to talk about later on in the stream is a question that Doris asked me and it was a really, really good question, and we'll talk more about it. But I want to hear more about how much you missed me.
Nice. Well, also, I want to say hi, Janet.
Oh, hi,
Say
Janet.
hi.
Yeah,
What did you say?
I'd like to know about more about how much you missed me.
Well,
Because it's
I think that we.
obvious.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not an I miss you kind of person. I'm not. And that I missed him
She does. She
at
doesn't.
all. I mean, was like, oh, that felt like personal growth. It did.
Yeah.
It
Or
did.
just like recognition of something. You know, maybe. I don't know.
There's something specific you're wanting to hear me
No, no,
say.
no,
I
not
don't
at
know
all.
what it is.
No, no, no.
Is there
I mean,
something I said before that you're like,
you know,
say it again?
I'm occasionally helpful around here. I don't.
No,
I'm
I've
not
enjoyed
always
it.
the one to make the mess.
No, you're not. Which, let me just tell you, was an amazing thing for me to realize by seeing what all was not his, because he wasn't here to create it. I was like, oh my gosh, my kids are so messy. It's not even the little ones, kind of, but yeah.
Mhm. Hi, Diva in the dirt.
Hey, Maureen.
What's happening?
But yeah, no, it was like, I don't know, I was just exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm so, but also the last like while he was gone, I had dentist appointments for the kids, so there was like back-to-back days of dentist stuff. My mom's had doctor's appointments, so but like got like yesterday and today, and then shopping. It's like everything is back to back, and then you weren't here, so there were other things that I was like doing in lieu of him not being here because those were generally his jobs that he did around the house and the homestead. So yeah, yeah, I was very excited. Also, Merlin, let me just tell you,
Yeah. Tell me about
Merlin,
Merlin's reaction to me being
Merlin
gone.
howled every night. And sometimes it came with a bark. So I'm like, what are you barking at or howling at? Or
Yeah.
did a chicken cluck? Because he likes to howl with the chickens. But no, he has not howled once since he's come back. He missed
That's
him.
my good boy.
That was my suspicion, but it's definitely confirmed. Stop.
Yeah.
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 He's
Also,
laying
hello,
right now.
Thor. If you can hear me, Doris's dog
Oh.
Thor. We became fast friends.
Oh, and Doris, thanks for the keychains or Roy. Um, and Roy. Thanks for the keychains. They're super cute.
Yeah, super cute.
One was a treble clef and one was um like a really cool
Infinite spiral.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Now you also became a journeyman electrician while I was
I
gone.
did.
Yeah.
I did. See,
Yeah.
we got these new batteries, which we won't really go into much, but um they were working amazing. Like the best that I'd ever had any battery out here. It didn't die once in 2 weeks. So one night just switched off and then in the morning it wouldn't charge. Nothing would happen. So so
And
we were handy dandy.
I'm 2,000 miles away going like,
Testy.
there's nothing I can do to help on this except like sit on the phone with you while we try and sort it out. Right?
Yeah, so he's like, try this, try that. Um, and I did various things and it wasn't really solving. He's like, well, email tech support. So I sent them an email and then, and then we could both like see what the email said. And then he walked me sort of through the specifics on what to do, which I did all of that. And then they died again. So I did all of the same stuff again the next day, unhooked all the batteries, charged them all up individually, rehooked everything back up. I was feeling pretty proud of myself.
Yeah.
I felt really proud the first day. I was like, this is amazing. I'm totally like getting
I'm
stuff done.
empowered and I don't need no man.
Like I'm smart. He can tell me and I can go, I know what you're talking about because I saw his awesome video. It's cool. Somehow that made me smart, so thank you.
Welcome.
The second day I was just annoyed by it. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Which is a common theme doing projects on the homestead, especially when it's an off-grid homestead.
Yeah.
Is when something doesn't work, first of all, you have to do 3 other projects to do the thing that would make it work, and then it doesn't work, and then you're like, and then you do it the exact same way that you did it the time it didn't work, and then it works. And you're like, success. But then you have no idea what you did wrong the first time, or if you did anything wrong, or if, like there was because Mercury's in Gatorade or whatever.
Gatorade.
Yeah. That's right? Mercury's in Gatorade?
Yeah. Well, there were some other.
I think that could be considered slander.
I believe in Jupiter.
Yeah, I believe in Jupiter too.
Let's see. It's a pull down. There we go. Here we go. Oh, Jolene, hello.
Hey!
You made it. What's up?
Sorry about that. I'm still on East Coast time and I'm not adjusting to it well.
Yeah. Well, Maureen, if you're still here, I'm glad you popped in. Oh, Doris, it was so cool to meet you in person.
Yeah, it really was. And you guys were like exactly the people that I thought that you were, and hopefully I was at least 80% there, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's super cool. Super cool you got to meet him.
Yeah.
I
And
wish I had
yes.
been there, Doris. It just wasn't, it wasn't the right trip. We did think about doing the whole family, and then logistically, and then with like the move and all kind of like, the needed to get done sort of stuff, I thought, I don't know that this is gonna be like the best time to do a family trip. Well, we would like to at some point
Yeah.
out there.
And yes, I believe you, James. It was Merlin was very upset because Daddy wasn't home.
Yep.
I bet he maybe only went on 1 or 2 car rides the whole time.
No, I took him on a lot of car rides.
Did you?
Every time I just went down the way, like down to Dollar General. Yeah, that's it. And he hardly snuggled with me. He's like, "What'd you do with my daddy?" He wanted to play, but he would always.
Why do you always drive him away?
He'd take his toy, like, I'd be out here with the girls, and he'd like take his toy to Seattle, or he'd take his toy to Brooklyn, and I'm like, "Do you want to play with me?" He's like, "Yeah, no, you play with me." I think he might. I think he might have actually. I didn't even.
Been upset with
I
you?
didn't even think about it because he'd come in. He didn't jump on the bed like maybe a handful of times, and he'd sit for like 30 seconds and then jump off. And this, yesterday morning, he was just jumping on me. I'm like, "What?" Yes, I brought Daddy home. He might have been. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, no, he's like been within 10 feet of us almost
Yeah.
the entire time since you come back, inside, outside.
Yep. He's just following me around.
He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so happy we're a family again." I do. I love it when I accomplish something out of my wheelhouse. Bravo, Carrie. Well, thank you.
Yes, I was very proud of her.
It's pretty stoked. And those batteries aren't very heavy, those particular ones. So that was nice. It wasn't like I had to like hug battery acid. So that was cool. Little cool handles.
Hey, why don't you hug battery acid, huh?
Yeah.
That'd be a good like
battery acid.
Hey, why don't you go hug battery acid?
Squid.
Yeah, you squid. All I want is Wingstop.
That's awesome. Doris, we just get so used to having each other, we forget just how much each does to keep everything going, and yep, how blessed it is to have someone that is a true team member. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really, I'm glad.
I'm glad I'm home too.
Yeah.
No one takes me down a peg or two like my lovely, amazing wife.
I'm kidding. It's a terrible thing to say,
Nuh-uh.
but it's true.
I need that. It's something I need.
Then you're welcome.
That's how I maintain being very demure, very mindful.
I've still not seen one video about that.
Yeah, my recommendations on various apps are really strange. Like sometimes I don't get it. Like how many times Pink Pony Club came on my I'm like, what are you trying to tell me?
Not once.
Yeah, and you didn't get it once.
Not once.
Yeah.
So random.
You once wrote a song about pink girls. You know.
I should put that on. I should do.
You should do that.
I have never thought of that. Oh, your weather's looking fairly nice. It is chilly today.
It rained like crazy this morning, and then it was sunny long enough to fill up the batteries on the solar, and then it went overcast and windy, and it's kind of cold. But after being in Tennessee, like the Tennessee heat, which is basically like being in hot water, I've determined I loved it. It was beautiful, and it was absolutely gorgeous. But I was not. I thought I was ready for the humidity. Was not. And so I just, like, for example, like the amount of sweat that you sweat when it's humid like that. And I've been told you never get used to it. I think Doris told me that. Yeah, you never get used to it. It's just something you live with, right? The day we were leaving, my brother took me to Knoxville, and we went to this restaurant called the French Market. Which, let me just tell you, in a college town at a place called the French Market where everyone buys crepes, I was out of place. Um, Even in Knoxville, Tennessee. I think I was dressed very similarly to how I am right now. But but after that, it was air conditioned inside. We went outside, and I immediately started sweating. And my new Bucky's hat, like it like bleached it, right? And I realized I had the too much crepe sweats. I got the too much crepe sweats.
It happens.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
Hey, if you're gonna go out sweating, might as well be because of the crepes. Anyway, James, yeah, you kicked it, kicked it after it didn't work the second or third time. Yeah, it's called percussive maintenance. You got to hit it with that percussive maintenance occasionally.
That's great. Oh, Jelly says Bucky's coming for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man, I would drive the 2,000 miles uh, to get some more of that key lime fudge. That was ridiculous.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, I could pack on 40 pounds of that stuff for a later, for like a later date.
Did you happen to get any video of the inside of the?
Yeah,
You did?
I got video and but we're definitely gonna buy a boat together. So
Bucky's needs a boat.
But yeah, he's a beaver.
Beaver.
Yeah.
He needs.
Yeah, it tracks.
Yeah.
It tracks.
It's good. It's good to know. I didn't actually know what animal he was. Doris, you're such a true. You're the true person you were on video.
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, it was like I was already so familiar with you guys and have talked to you so much. Like I had no anxiety about meeting you or anything. Whereas with most people, I do because I don't. I'm exhausting to be around. Um, and so I figured you already know that about me, and we were gonna have a good time, and that's what happened. So it was very exciting.
Yay! Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool. That feeling of yeah, the too much crep sweats.
You gotta watch out for that too much crepe sweats.
Both been warned.
I had a whole plate. Check this out, big plate like this, and it was first I started with savory crepes, like you do, um, and it was like roast beef with spinach and onions and some kind of like maybe Gruyere cheese or something like that, like some kind of a fancy French cheese.
Mhm.
Then horseradish, home like they make it in the restaurant. Horseradish, it was phenomenal.
Was it rolled or was it just sort of?
It was like you would go
pancake?
if it was flat, you'd fold it over once and then you'd fold it over again, so you have like a triangle wedge shape.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Okay.
But that wedge shape was the size of a plate
Nice.
with probably a pound of roast beef on it, right? And so I'm like, this is really good. And then our sweet crepes come, and we got two, and then we just kind of cut each one of them in half and split the ones. So the first one was a custard crepe with fried bananas and chocolate with whipped cream, right? So kind of like the fried plantain at Texas de Brazil when we went there, remember? So it was like candied, you know. So that was the first one, and then the second one was um, caramel, like a homemade caramel sauce with what else was in there? Caramel chocolate and like I don't know, something else. It was good, like a filling,
Oh.
you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it wasn't custard.
Ah,
Yeah, it was like the kind of cream that would be in like an eclair.
nice.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yeah, it was super good. But I got the too much meat or too much crepe sweats. Yeah.
Meat in the crepes.
Yeah. Yep.
Great.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I gained a good 12 pounds out there.
You think so?
No, I probably lost some weight, but I feel heavier, which is weird. But maybe I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you know what I found that was a big difference? Out here we have Carl's Jr. Out there you guys have Hardee's, right? And the difference in the menu surprised me. Like at Hardee's
And they're the same.
they're the same company.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get a fried pork chop breakfast sandwich, right? Which was delicious, right? The sausage in the sausage biscuit totally different. The biscuits exactly the same, right? There was no Western bacon cheeseburger. They didn't have onion rings, but they did have a sandwich that we don't have here. That was a sourdough burger, right? Sourdough bun burger. They called it the Frisco. The Frisco. In fact, one time that I went there, the person in front of me ordered 13 Friscos, and I was like,
That's gotta be good.
"It's got to be good." But yeah, it was kind of like,
Of what he's having only one.
yeah, I'll just have one of them. I mean, um, or like the hot ham and cheese sandwich, right? We don't have hot ham and cheese sandwiches. I'd love that here, but we don't have that. Yep, it was good.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I
These are all
never
things that are
thought-
novelties to
never
me
thought.
because it's not something that I, do very often, right? Go to fast food or whatever. I got to see my very first Bojangles.
What's that?
It's another fast food restaurant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jing. What do they have there?
Food.
Like it's like a burger place.
I didn't
Oh,
go
oh,
to
I
it.
saw it.
I
got
saw. I
you.
got to saw my. I seen it. I
I
seen it. If I went back, I'd probably seen it again. Um.
never heard of that.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy, and I'll never complain about the the rows in a Walmart or a Dollar General being too close ever again. Because in the Dollar Generals that I went to in Athens, Tennessee, there were times where I had to walk sideways down them because they were this close, and then they'd have like displays of things in the middle of the
Oh.
aisle, right? And so I was like, yeah, this is much closer together. I mean, I feel like our Dollar Generals and Walmarts are a luxury resort, like flying first class, which is another thing that I need to talk about, flying. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there was all kinds of cool stuff. My brother's wife Stephanie cooked amazing food, um, and just made everything really comfortable for me. So that was great. Me and Cody, we were just riffing the whole time. It was nice because I got to get a lot of my dirty jokes and things that
Gotta have some bro time.
yeah, that I shouldn't really be talking with my wife about, you know. Um,
It's not that he shouldn't be. I'm just sort of like, can you
enough.
please, to some other guy that
Please
thinks it's
don't
funny.
refer to that part of
God.
your anatomy again. I'm done listening to this brand of jokes. You and Carlin take it outside. Yeah,
I think I helped a lot.
it did. It did. I've been very respectful, very demure, very mindful. Yeah. Yeah. So that was really good. Um, and then I put in an electrical panel there, which was a new experience for me doing it that way because in Tennessee you can't put in a a regular panel that has a meter socket built into it. You have to put in a meter socket and then wire up a a main panel, right? To the meter socket, which violates all kinds of stuff in the NEC, but they do it anyway, and everybody else like in that area does it too. I think
And the
it's
NEC is the National Electrical Code.
yeah, Yeah.
Tennessee's like, we do it our way.
Yeah. And I think a lot of places I've seen it on the East Coast too, and they don't even put risers up. They just go with like outdoor rated wire going into it in kind of like a Romex bundle, right? So it's very interesting, but I know how they justify doing it. But there's specific NEC codes that are like you can't run unfused electrodes through a building, right? Because it's unfused. They go, well, the meter's kind of a fuse, you know. No, it's not. Well, I mean, if you pull over 200 amps on it, it's gonna explode. So it'll cut the power. I don't think that's how that works. But but anyway, but that was a lot of fun getting to learn something kind of new, but um having the knowledge to do it. So the way you learn that is that you then go through like the code and you just go, okay, what are the county requirements? What are the and I know what it is. It's a lot easier to steal electricity from a built-in meter socket panel because it's just one door that you flap open and you can tie off to the hot leads coming in from the street, which I didn't just say on the internet, and you should not do. Um, but with a meter socket, you know, it would require like running wires and all that kind of stuff. So I can kind of understand what they're trying to solve. Plus, then it's two different devices and they own this one and you own this one. So this is riveting television. I hope you guys are
fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying at all.
Yeah,
Stuff and things, and electric stuff.
Okay. Well, good. I'm I'll be sure to bring it up in every live stream.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I will learn.
Sooner or later we'll know how to do electrical in Tennessee.
We all will.
What's required there. So but anyway, and then I flew back, which I'm not supposed to fly. Look at me. But we learned some things. we want to just make sure to go with the cheapest seat on the plane. I'm 6'3", 250, 260 pounds, somewhere around there probably. Maybe 245, 246. No, please jump in whenever you like. No, you got to be 230 by now.
Definitely.
It's okay. It's okay.
Definitely.
You don't have to do that. It's okay.
No. You look great.
Thank you. You didn't have to say that. So we go with the cheapest seats in the literal world, and every time I've flown in the past, you take your backpack and you put it up in the overhead compartment. Apparently, my seat didn't have an overhead compartment to be able to put the bag in. So, and I'm sitting at the very back of the plane in the last seat by the window. So I have to figure, and there's two people next to me, fully full plane, right? And so from Tennessee to Denver Airport, I have my bag that won't fit under the seat in front of me, where my feet should go, which means that I'm sitting like this. I got my knees up on my bag in a little thing.
You're doing a cannonball the whole ride?
I can't put my seat back because the back wall of the plane is there, and the person in front of me full recline. So I'm just like this, like I look like I was doing a commercial for Squatty Potty. Yeah, and I'm just like, this is the most horrible experience I think I'm ever gonna have. Thanks, United. But it got worse because I landed in Denver, got onto the next plane. All the same situations were true, but I was in the aisle, right? And it was probably a good 6 inches closer to the seat in front of me. Again, full recline from the person in front of me, no recline in the back here. And I had to figure out how to fit my legs into where my chair was because they kept coming back and forth with that cart that they walk up and down the aisles with, right? It was It was bad, and that's why people my size shouldn't fly. Not for anybody else's comfort, but for their own.
And it was United that I got.
It was United.
Well, then, just so everybody knows, if you fly United and you don't select choose your own seat, which will cost you an extra $60 to do, if you want to save money, you probably end up
Totally would have
like
been
that.
worth it.
And otherwise,
There were children sitting in seats twice the size of my seat. Small children.
yeah, you know what? They paid 3 times.
They may have, and it may have been worth it, especially
See, who's the penny pincher now?
the epic level
He was
cheesecake.
telling me this. I'm like, oh, glad you're home.
Yeah, me too. Stretched out. Whole time
I
I'm
mean, I'll
sleeping
take it.
on a 2 cushion couch. You know, as a big dude, these things they add up. I felt like I had eaten the cake that was like the grow cake in Alice in the Alice in the Wonderland.
In that Alice
In
movie.
yeah, feel like I got the gout. Yeah. So it was I'm so much more comfortable now that I can stretch out
Mhm.
and lay on the bed on my belly with my leg out.
You know what I just thought of though? That's with your leg up.
My leg out. Yes.
Is that I'm like a mini person anyway, but then like there is some furniture that we've gotten that it's like big. It doesn't even fit inside our house here, but it's so big that my feet dangle. I can't even touch the floor, which is actually really uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
I can
And
understand from the opposite end.
yeah.
In
Yeah,
my
but
own
when
way.
you're doing that and you're practicing your uppercase and lowercase letters, uh it doesn't physically hurt you.
It does. It's straight on my lower back for my legs to not be touching
You know
the
what?
ground.
I shouldn't have
But also
evaluated your
not
level of
not have
discomfort.
my back far enough to where it's like the perfect angle. It's not. It's not.
I see.
It's
I see.
not.
I shouldn't have
Yeah, no.
gone there.
No, it's I'm for to make this perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
Here, people are let's see.
Okay.
You guys all have to say too much crip sweats. Sweps.
Sweps.
Yes.
Shiba peepees. That was the name of the internet adopted the Schweppes.
Oh.
Um,
Mhm. Um, Doris, we have a show the next 4 days outside, and it's supposed to rain the whole time. I take the heat before the rain, which dries. Well, with dried meals.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could imagine that
Yeah. Oi.
would be. Oi oi oi.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. All the heat, and then you have something to do in
Mhm.
it. And oh, Jolene, did you have a Whataburger?
I didn't, and that was on my list of things that I wanted to try, but there wasn't one in Athens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Roy's favorite sandwich is the Frisco with extra bacon.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never even
They were
heard of
tasty.
it until
The
I didn't know.
Frisco.
I didn't know that fast food chains of the same chain had different menu items.
It's sort of the
Super
same
big
chain.
for
It's the
that.
same company.
Okay,
I believe Hardee's is actually the company, and Carl's Jr. is the West Coast version
I see.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
but no onion rings to put on the burger.
Interesting. Doris, oh, the rose in the dollar store drives me nuts here also.
It's like, really? I'm not the biggest person in the store right now. What is happening?
That's our Walmart was like they were remodeling basically, but in that, they're moving everything. So you just hear everyone as you're passing complain about the aisle size and where's the this, and there weren't signs up or anything, but the aisles were so small. I was like, no, it's closing in on me because they're at least four, they're probably like, I don't know. You think they're like 6 feet across? I think all the aisles about 6 feet across.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't
Maybe
actually,
more.
maybe less.
You think?
Yeah,
Could you stretch your arm? I don't think you could stretch your arms out and touch both sides though. So
maybe.
I think a little more.
Maybe they're a little
6.
more.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm going to try that next time I
Okay.
go in, and you're going to have to explain to people what I'm doing.
Gladly.
Yeah. He's getting a measurement.
He's trying to get some air, you know.
He's eyeballing it.
He's about to run. Everybody move. Jolene, and that's not a short flight. I would have sat in the bathroom.
Yeah, it was 3 hours for each. No, it was 3.5 hours on the first one and 3 hours on the second one. So yeah, no, my hips were like, I don't like you right
What have
now.
you done? And I had no idea it was gonna be like that.
I actually at one point was like, she planned this.
That's so mean.
No.
I have all the aches, buddy. It's not my fault. It's hers.
It's hers. Take it out on her. You snore as loud as you can when you get home.
Janet, picturing you compressed into a tiny ball is too funny.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yes, and she feels my pain.
I went full on roly poly, you know.
Hero, where's my turtle shell? I need to go in and feel comfy.
There was a girl sitting next to me from Denver to Medford, that part of the flight, and she was super sweet because she's also like a mini person, you know. And she's like, "Oh man, I'm rattling around in here like a pea in a can. So you know, I'll scoot over, put the thing up, and you just like space out a little bit." And I'm thinking to myself, that is super sweet, and I appreciate that, but I don't need to expand this way. It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good fun. But it was an adventure the whole time. That's what I set out to do, was have an adventure, and I had an adventure. And I saw a bunch of East Tennessee and well, actually West Tennessee as well. And Memphis is crazy. You go in over the Mississippi River, this big bridge, and the first thing you're met with is like the sixth biggest pyramid in the world, and it's a Bass Pro.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. It sure was. And yes, that was crazy. We drove through Oklahoma, a little bit of Oklahoma, a little bit of we like just really quickly went through Alabama. Um, and then what else? And then obviously Texas, New Mexico, and yeah. You know what the biggest thing that I noticed was when I was picking up my mom in Southern California, gas was $5 a gallon, right? And the second we crossed over the Grand Canyon and into Arizona, or whatever, the Colorado River, you know, and into Arizona, gas was 287. And then as we went further into the center of the country, it got cheaper. And the cheapest I saw was $2.59 a gallon. Yeah. So
I thought those were like prices that I'd never see again.
I thought they were
since high school.
memes, and they were just
did.
like joking with people on the West Coast. you know?
Yeah, and yeah, it's expensive here.
Yeah.
Heard it. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
What else we got here? Well, the wind's kicking in. Sorry about that.
Doris, I never know when people out west had wide open places that they were talking about the stores. That's awesome.
It's true. We're used to more space, you know?
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jolene, I used to love Bass Pro until we visited a Shields in Boise. Oh wow, there was a full Ferris wheel in it.
What? Yeah. I'm telling you, like city folk don't know nothing. City folk don't know nothing about how good life is in the country. We got Ferris wheels in our sporting goods stores. We got the sixth biggest pyramid in the world is a Bass Pro
It's a Bass
in
Pro.
Memphis, Tennessee. You know? They just ain't knowing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I did a little bit of traveling on this particular adventure. The kids and I, all of them, we drove down where we met his mom in Southern California, and then And then I took the kids to this really cute cafe that they wanted to go to because it had like a theme that they just are all about. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then we stayed an extra day in the hotel, and then and then we went and if you want to show and tell that thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Tell them about it.
what's that?
You can tell them about your part of it.
Ah, yes. Well, anyway, yeah, so the kids and I, we all had a nice little outing and adventure, and it was like 3.5 hours further south in Anaheim from where we were. And just traffic was awful. But, it was the closest we were ever going to be in that. They were only doing that theme for 2 weeks that we happened to be there. So it was like, it was the best thing ever. My daughter got to meet one of her friends who she met online, and they like had video chats. So I knew it was like a real person at this place. It was so cool. But then when we left, his aunt was like, "Hey, do you want to come and get this thing?" Said she was moving as well, and I I felt very proud that I was able to fit this in the car with 5 kids and all our stuff and all our snacks that we went and got, so that we didn't have to make a ton of stops for fast food on our way home.
Want to see it?
But
Want
yeah,
to see it?
yeah, here, I'm gonna move so it's not up in my face.
Now, I'm going to tell you a quick story about this thing right here. It is a
You can
like
bring it back here.
like
Get
3 foot diameter. Yeah, I'll bring it back here.
Do it.
You see it?
There you go. There you go. That's better.
It's a 3 foot diameter titanium ring that my grandfather made for a test flight of a rocket from the Apollo missions, right? So the Saturn V rockets. And when he got it back from space, because it's been to space and back, they were trying to figure out an engineering problem with it, and he was able to prove that the engineering wouldn't work and that it needed to be re-engineered. So he got to keep this, and after it sat in his shop for like 15 years and he retired, he took it home and made a planter out of it. And so that's what we're going to do here. This titanium ring that's probably worth a fair amount of scrap at scrap price, but it's probably worth sentimentally even more than that to me. That's been to space and back is going to be a planter here on the 7 Kin Homestead, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
What's down? I'll put this back.
Cool. Yeah. Yep. And it was super, super, super special. He really wanted it, and he's like talked about it a bunch. So I was like, yeah, I'm glad.
Fun.
Yeah. Let's see, Jolene, this Sunday we get to learn how to trim goat hooves and milk them. Oh.
Nice.
And then we're gonna
Useful skill.
weld pallets and rebar for our concrete pallet pillars. I think that's what you meant to say. So
Yeah.
I was trying to find the word of
Or pylons.
that could be that's probably
Or if you're a big Battlestar Galactica fan, you've been meaning to put Cylons.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Or if you spray paint, it could have been Krylon.
Oh, that's cool. Jolene, hula hoop.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. A hula hoop that's been to space and back, because that's the amount of gravity that I would need to be able to do any tricks with a hula hoop.
Or can you make a wind turbine from it?
Oh, maybe. But just, out of solidarity with my grandfather. It's like a really cool story, actually, because he taught me a really important life lesson that I made a video about. Almost no one saw it, but that's okay. I'm not hurt about it. And it was that ring that he used as the metaphor in it. He actually would talk to me kind of how I make videos, right? Like where I tell a story and then you're like, what is the story about? And then all of a sudden you go, I think I get it. No, he was much better at it than me, but yeah, so he turned it into a planter, so I'm gonna turn it into a planter. Maybe we'll grow a whole bunch of zinnias in it or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Super pretty. Or a bunch of marigolds too.
a bunch of marigolds
really
and zinnias.
Yeah.
Fun.
Very cool. Silence.
Eek.
That's great. So there was a question that Doris had asked you. You said you were going to answer.
Oh, no, not so much answer, but talk about, because I did
Oh,
answer it with
okay.
her. Is so we have our little community here, right? And how can we go about like helping each other, and even though we're really far apart? And so there's the obvious things about like, well, we can mail stuff back and forth, and we can help each other out on videos and while we're chatting and that kind of stuff. But it like I was thinking about it there, we all kind of share a similar purpose, right? We all share the purpose of wanting to help other people to become more independent, less dependent on systems that could fail and would cause major heartache for people. Um, and all around helping people to just kind of live a life that's a lot less stressful and more purpose driven, right? And so we all share that purpose, and as a result of that, we are kind of on a team, and to the degree that we do that, we are helping each other to accomplish a purpose that we all share, right? And I think that's really important for all of us who have like online communities that we don't necessarily live down the street from or could go over and help lift a heavy thing for, is that we are on basically the same team, and we're trying to further the purpose of that team, and that in itself is help. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Actually, I'd never really thought about it that way because I'd never been asked that question, and I was like, huh, look at that, go team, and we'll do it with the power of friendship. Yeah, so
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yep.
So anything else that you learned while I was gone? There's a lot more room in the bed when I'm not there.
had a, I had a kid sleeping in bed every night, mostly. It was a different kid every. It was funny because like Phoenix crashed out in there one night, and then like Brooklyn and I were watching something, and then she crashed out, or Jackson, or I think only the first night you were gone was there nobody in the bed.
Hmm.
Maybe one other night.
And all of them snore too, so
You know,
yeah. Well, I'm glad to know that it.
an adult conversation. You know, that's always nice.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because I didn't go on like social media hardly at all, like at all. Which normally, like you'll be sitting and chilling. I'll be like, that looks nice. I'm gonna do that too. And there was no like literally every time I sat down, I would see maybe 10 to 15 seconds of a video before someone was like, Mommy, I need, or can you, or they just came in to tell me about something. So I'm like, okay, well, let's have a conversation. Bring
Let's
it down.
talk about
So then finally I was like, you know what? This isn't even like, I'm going to get 15 seconds in again. And that's going to be cut.
it.
So I don't know. They see like, oh, Mom, Daddy, I'll leave. I'll just,
Yeah. He's liable to yell at me.
no, no, I don't know. I don't know. But, I know I am so tired.
Yeah.
So tired. Like the last week, because I like did stuff in our bedroom, and like I was wanting to rearrange some stuff, and we had just painted it like a couple days before he left. So I was like, I want to like take some things out so that there's not a bunch of kids stuff in our room, and like kind of get people their own spaces a little bit more like, separated out, since we just got that room situated or set up. And like when I like to move furniture around, I can't just like measure it and visualize it and be like, that's exactly where it's going to go. I have to go, what's it look like here? Oh, I don't like that. well, what's it look like here? And I knew that would drive him nuts to where I just leave it somewhere where I didn't like it, just so I would have to, irritate him. So I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. I was gone. So I did that and it was great. But the kids helped me with the heavy lifting stuff. I'm like, hey, perfect timing, grab that, would you? I'm like, can you get the other side? No joke. But then there was like some other stuff I was hoping to do. But then I thought, you know what? Those are things that I'll wait and we can just do together.
We can do together.
'Cause the batteries took up the rest of the other. Even though it was constant, it's like, every 30 minutes, check it.
I'm going to be
I
honest
forget.
with you and vulnerable right now. I wanted you to relax and have a good time, and I knew that I would be one less person that you had to take care of, you know. But I'm super happy that I was missed and that you were like, man, I need 2 or 3 people to lift this. And I imagine you're like, my husband would have just picked it up and moved it.
That's something though.
What?
There were a few things I was like, oh, I'm glad you're not here. You'd been like, I'm gonna go get the dolly, and I'm like, we're moving at 3. Yes. Is what I was thinking that would play out, which I'd say only in my head. So I didn't use a dolly once.
Hey,
That dolly's heavy for me, and it actually makes more work for my tiny self than it does to just go like that and walk like 12 feet and go, okay, wait, 1 minute. Okay, go.
Yeah.
Because it's like, got the straps. Where are the straps? How's this thing work? It's not working. And now, oh man, my arms aren't long enough. And that's, I moved that dresser into the living room because I thought I'd measured it and it would fit under the TV thing.
oh, really?
It did not.
It did not.
Nor did it fit in the closet because it was a 1/4 inch. I'm not even kidding, a 1/4 inch.
See,
I
I
did
grabbed a
know,
hammer.
I did know that you'd have been here to just do that. And I was like, but I was worried that if I missed, it would go through that one wall right there, like between the office and the closet. Because that's is literally just a wood panel. There's no, it's an interior wall to interior, so it's
Yeah, it's pretty thin.
I'm like, I don't want to break this wall right now.
Yep.
But yeah. So that was a bit of my adventure.
Mhm.
Did take the kids to the lake.
I'm just glad to hear, like I was saying earlier before that, I'm just glad to hear I was missed.
You were missed.
Thank you. You didn't have to do that.
And I love you
I
so
love
much.
you so much too, lover. I missed you too.
Jolene, have you ever used electroculture for bugs? We had the worst yellow jackets and bold-faced hornets this summer.
We haven't
Now
used
I
any
can hear her saying that.
electroculture, but
It's crazy.
I've looked into it and everything. I don't understand it, and I can't do things I don't understand because of my brain. Um, that's not true. I can do them, but I have to figure out like why it works before I'll put any effort into it. And it just doesn't make sense to me because I know a lot about electrical and I know a lot about frequencies and copper and whatnot. And so, but other people have great results with it, so there you go.
Yeah, I never heard of it as a bug deterrent.
Yeah, we
Interesting.
were actually encouraging all of those kind of bugs to come in. We had like parasitic wasps
Yeah.
and all kinds of
They're not aggressive or anything.
yeah, all kinds of different bugs. And our garden is like
Just
it's exploded with peppers and tomatoes all over the dang place, and the squash is finally doing something, and the zucchinis are all like, "Hey, I'm a zucchini, and I'm gonna hang out right here."
And there's like more strawberries coming in
Yeah,
from new plants that I put in this year. You know, those like too, but I'm like, how much?
yeah. So
It's been, yeah,
yeah.
it's like done amazing. I put a ton, I didn't do this last year. Um, I didn't want to commit extra resources to flowers because I thought, well, they're not giving me anything, and I don't want to put water into it because the water is scarce here. And then I was like, and now I have to and pollinate anything in it. If I did not, it didn't grow. Like 1 for 1 last year is how it was. So I was like, this year I have to.
12
I need to put.
tomatoes.
Yeah, my 12. I got 3 large tomatoes off the plant. That was it. So yeah, last year it was very.
And she saw 2 honeybees.
Did.
Yeah.
And now I put in a ton of marigolds, and they're just doing amazing in Elysium and Sienna. I let the onions, a couple of them from last year, go to seed and flower, and um like and basil, like it is just drawn in so many pollinators. I've not pollinated anything in every plant. It's just like just
maximum
yeah.
amount of whatever is growing.
Yeah, I mean, there's like I'm just letting them vine out all over the place, and where I can support, I'll like tie up to the support thing, and others, I'm like, if I tried to lift you, I'd break something somewhere, and you're happy. Like I don't even know where this vine's connected. That's just awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like this forest of tomatoes. No, no cages. We do have like um some twine going up to a support, but a lot of just yeah. So I'm excited. That carries WWJD. What would Jason do?
What would Jason do?
Yeah.
What would Jason say? What would Jason tell me to do? Yes.
That's funny. Doris, I have to understand something also before I can do a good job at it, which is why I can't do sourdough because I really don't understand it yet.
Yeah, we were talking about that. You
Yeah.
sent her your
Do you happen to have Netflix, Doris? Or maybe I can find like a bit of it or something on YouTube or something. But the thing that I like finally understood it because I tried it and we did it completely wrong. And usually when I do something completely wrong, I then go, oh, those are all the things I did wrong, but I'm really not interested in trying again. Like,
our first time that we tried, we made a blunt force weapon.
like now the next thing is you gotta really knead it, everything, get all, and I'm going, doesn't say that in the directions. And when I don't know how to do
Directions
something,
are wrong, man.
I have to like most of the things I cook, if it's new, I have to have ingredients because it's not in me to just go, oh, I know how to do that. If it comes to music, yeah, I got it. You don't need to I don't need to go, well, what should go here? I just can go, oh, I like that. And that's it. But that's what we did. And it was a brick. It was a solid
It was
mess.
a home invasion loaf.
Yeah, but it was there was an episode of that
What's it called? Cooked?
it was called Cooked.
Yeah.
And it was an episode on air and how important air is as an ingredient to sourdough, because of those air pockets that it creates because of the gases and the little microorganisms that are creating
Jazz.
creating a thing. And that was the thing that really like inspired me to try again and like just have some.
Yeah.
So I hope
Yeah.
that YouTube. Okay, well I'll see if there's something that I can look up that has maybe just like some bits of that. But yeah. Otherwise I will send you the one website that I really like the recipe.
Yeah. And there's probably clips of it on the internet.
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doris, I'm gonna try and remember to send you some tomato seeds. Oh, cool. We get oh wow, our plants are 10 feet tall, over 20 tomatoes on them. I want to see how well they do in your area. Nice.
Nice.
Well, I would love to try. I didn't have success this year really in germinating much. So hopefully
That was partially my fault because I built the greenhouse in such a way that it got basically the surface of the sun hot inside of it.
it got the hottest temperature that it recorded was 130.
Yeah. So
like we need to
138, it killed
everything.
everything.
Yeah. But yes.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I
Hopefully.
think that's like basically getting caught up, right?
I believe so.
We're caught up. you guys
Fair
know
enough,
what's
yeah.
been happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so-
Steamboat's a pizza oven.
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, that's something I have experience with, right? So, yeah. But that's basically that was the whole adventure.
Yeah.
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 Still recovering. I'm on East Coast time, and but going to sleep on West Coast time, and
Oh.
it's I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go in and go to sleep here.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay down also. I don't know.
Put on the old
I'll,
boob tube and watch it
yeah.
until we go to sleep.
Okay.
So anyway, um, I hope that kind of fills you in on what's been going on with us.
Yeah. Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hello from Louisiana.
What's
I'm in the
happening?
hurricane thing, watching the stream in the dark. Oh man,
Oh, no.
my mom is gonna be going to Louisiana at the end of the month for a wedding, and she was telling me there was a hurricane going through, so I hope you stay safe.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's scary.
Crazy. Yeah. Jolene says, "Welcome back. Great to see you two together. You've both been missed. Cheers
Yeah.
to stretching your legs."
Oh
And
gosh,
go,
I've been doing it like every time I sit down. I'm like, I got infinite leg room.
"Oh, look at me stretch,
Look at me
guys."
stretch. Just keep
Everybody,
on going. He got legs that go all the way to the ground.
look how much my legs stretch.
Yep. So anyway, we're gonna get back on our normal schedule with this live stream and also with our clock app stuff. Which I put out a video today over there. If you follow us over there and you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's pretty good. I think it's one of my better weaving of storytelling uh videos.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny. So
It's fun and funny.
it was fun and funny and informative.
It was.
So yeah, we're gonna get some rest. Thanks Doris, thanks James, Jolene, and Mark, and
Janet.
Janet was here, and
Yeah.
and Diva in the dirt, and who else? Is there anybody else that I missed?
If we missed you.
If we missed you, I'm sorry. I love you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us after all this time.
Is
I don't think I remember how to log us off.
the X in the
It
top?
is the X. Okay.
Yep.
Good night, guys.
Love you.
Bye.